If you're a camera fanatic, I'm sure by now you would have known that Blackmagic has just released another new camera. I would describe that camera as an update to the already existing Blackmagic Pocket 6K. The main intention of this video is to summarize everything that this camera is about, or whether you should consider making a purchase. All this coming up. Right off the bat, this camera comes in with inbuilt ND filters. Oh God, that is huge, that is massive. Now, if you're someone who has been torn between using the Blackmagic Awesome Mini Pro or using the 6K, then you have a major reason why you should stick with the new Pocket 6K Pro. Because previously, one of the most deciding factors, or one of the factors that prevented us from picking the 6K out to the field against picking the Awesome Mini Pro, was just the fact that you are going to be missing the internally built ND filters. And internally built ND filters can be one of the major separating factors between a DSLR, a mirrorless camera, and a professionally dedicated video camera. And having this in this new camera is huge. It's a huge upgrade. The other important feature that has been introduced in this camera is the fact that the LCD is now brighter for your use. If you're a previous user of the normal Pocket 6K, you will know that shooting in the sun can be a very daunting task because it is very difficult to see what you are capturing. And almost every feature of that camera can be accessed on the screen. And if you don't have access to the screen, or you can see the screen very well, that way it becomes very limiting, and even sometimes it becomes a challenge to even nail your focus, even when you have your focus peaking on. But with this new Pocket 6K Pro, this monitor is going to be coming in at 1500 nits. At least that should be bright enough to be able to make sure that you are able to nail your focus and see very well in broad daylight. And it doesn't just end there, because it offers you the option to be able to add an EVF to this camera. Yes, that is a separate buy, but if you're buying this camera, I would much recommend that you buy this EVF, although it's an optional tool. Having this EVF means that you're going to have a third point of contact with your camera, thereby stabilizing your camera better. And in very hot sun, just as if you're in Africa, you would understand some of these things. If you are in very hot sun, then having an EVF can really be a plus, because it will aid you to be able to see your image very well and also nail your focus. And most importantly, because of the third point of contact, make your image very stable. And in terms of the EVF, you also have a wide array of eye contacts to choose from. There are different kinds that Blackmagic has produced for this camera. Just pick any of them, attach it to the camera, and you are ready to go. And still sticking with the screen, one of the major complaints that some of us who used the previous Pocket 6K and the 4K had were the fact that the screen was just static. But now you know what? The screen is now a tilt screen. Now, this is not a swivel screen. You can move it from left to right, but it's a tilt screen, and that is actually huge because you can actually move it out. That means you can actually move your camera up or take very down shots without lying to the ground, since you have the ability now to be able to tilt the screen. This, again, it's a very huge improvement and a testimony that Blackmagic is really listening to its customers. And now, to cap this all up, there has been huge improvement with battery situation. Now, if you're someone who has used any version, whether the 4K, whether the 6K, or whatever version of the Blackmagic Pocket lineups, you will know that one of the major problems we face is battery life. And that has greatly been improved in the new camera. Now, in the previous Pocket 6K, it came in with a normal Canon LP6 batteries, and meanwhile, there was a battery grip that was designed for this, and the battery grip also came in with another whole battery system altogether. So now, anytime you wanted to buy a battery, you were torn between whether buying the one that is compatible with the camera itself or buying batteries that will be compatible with your battery grip. And that confusion lingered on as long as you needed extra power for your camera. But of course, people who actually needed extra power just had to rig up the whole camera and use the V-mount system or use V-mount batteries to power the camera. But of course, that becomes very huge, or the whole camera systems become very bulky. And so it might defeat the purpose of sometimes when you just want to pick the camera, just get somewhere, get some quick shots, and you are out of that place. Now, that has really been solved in this new camera, because the camera itself and the battery grip are all the same batteries, which is the Sony NPF 570. Now, what does this mean? This means that you are going to have longer battery life, because naturally those batteries last longer than the previous battery that was in the normal Pocket 6K. And the amazing thing is that this battery grip is going to come in and allow you to be able to put in 2 batteries inside this battery grip. And it doesn't just end there. What makes this unique is that you don't have to open the battery compartment and push this kind of battery system inside. All you need to do is just to open this small compartment beneath the camera and make sure that there is contact between that port and the battery grip, and voila, it's going to be supplying power directly onto the camera. And what this means is that you can, on the move, swap those 2 batteries and still have another battery still running in the camera without the camera going off. How cool is that, guys? And to cap it all up, this camera also comes in with 2 mini XLR ports. How cool is that, guys? And in terms of competition, we know that the new Canon C70 and all that also have or possess very similar ports in those cameras. I have another whole video that I've made on the Canon C70. If you haven't watched that video, kindly click here and watch that video, because I go into details and talk about why you should get that camera or why that camera might not actually be for you. And in terms of frame rates and image quality and all that, everything is basically the same apart from the color science, which is totally new in this particular Pro version. But of course, Blackmagic is likely to release this color science as an update to the already existing Pocket 6K, so that if you're already an owner of that existing Pocket 6K, you don't need to upgrade to the 6K Pro to enjoy this particular feature. So in terms of picture quality, should you upgrade? I don't think so, because everything is basically going to be the same. However, if ergonomics is an issue, which I'm sure it is, because if you're a user of the already existing 6K, almost all the things that have been upgraded or all the new things that have been added in this camera, although little, but are really, really, really huge improvements from my estimation. Thank you so much for watching this video, and as at the time of making this video, this camera is shipping in at a cool $2,500. Guys, that is amazing. This is way cheaper than most of the cameras within the competition, and this obviously is going to be giving you much better quality than most of them out there in the market. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you're new to the channel, I'll much appreciate it if you do click on the subscribe button, hit on the notification icon so that you get notified anytime we drop awesome content like this on the Africa-based channel. And you know how we do it, guys. As we do it, keep practicing filmmaking. Before you go, some coconut water. Next time you're in Africa, grab some coconut. I hope we are done. Got it.